Hello, guys. Massive changes has occurred right now. Holy fuck. If you saw the beginning of this video, you would see that I actually mentioned to tell you guys that if you're still watching beyond the point of the beginning of the video, you are now in spoiler territory. It's not anything in the story. Don't worry, I never spoil story because I am a person that always avoids that shit. Avoid the internet. She'll be crazy, but still support the boys, okay? Give a like size for Ultra Sun and Moon hype. Subscribe if not. Let me know your thoughts of all this massive changes. I'll pump out videos tonight about it. Big thing. First off, Kommo-O. If you guys could see, Kommo-O learns close combat. They got brand new move tutors that actually can learn when it comes to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and a lot of new moves that they can learn. It's a lot of new egg moves, a lot of tutor moves, and we're just gonna get into it. I'm assuming this is level up. This is going based off of level up and egg moves right here. What I'm gonna tell you guys. But could potentially be egg moves as well. Kommo-O learning Drain Punch, Close Combat, and Gunk Shot. We have been complaining for an entire year. Kommo-O sucks, you know? And by ability wise, he's awful. Why not use almost every other dragon over Kommo-O? Because you just can, you know? And Garchomp, still to this date. You always look at dragons and you're like, okay, cool, this may suck, but if he's got some viability, I can go with it. Or this may not be as good as Garchomp, but it may work. It may work. And mind you guys, I apologize, I'm sick ahead of time. But Kommo-O finally learning Drain Punch and Close Combat is going to help him out so much. Because if you see, the only fighting moves he learns right now is fucking Sky Uppercut, which is a 90% accuracy. And God knows why it has 90% accuracy. But it does. And it's 85 base power, which isn't too bad, but it's 90 accuracy. So you're going to feel a lot more comfortable having the 100 accuracy for both Drain Punch and Close Combat. He now has, if I'm not mistaken, Close Combat is base 120. Okay, little guy can't learn it. And now you know Lucario actually gets Meteor Mash. So that's something, but I'm assuming Close Combat, yeah, it's a base 120 base move. And that's fucking nuts. And for him to be also learning Drain Punch as well, which is the base 75 move, it's weaker than Sky Uppercut, but you get 50% of the damage dealt back for recovery. So, holy fuck, Kommo-O just got so much better. And he also has a better way to fight off fairies, which is quad weak to him, Gunk Shot. I think you already learned, like, Poison Jab, if I'm not mistaken. He does learn Poison Jab, but Poison Jab can always be a roll when it comes to killing poison types. It doesn't necessarily kill them either. It's not stab, so it does like typically like that 45 to 55-ish range of damage it always does. But now Gunk Shot being like, what, a base 1? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm gonna be honest. We gotta look somebody up right now that probably learns Gunk Shot. I don't know. I think it's like 150 if I'm not mistaken. 120. A base 120 move. And regardless if it's not stab or not, it's going to hurt like a fucking truck. So the fact that he learns it is absolutely insane now that he learns that move, since it's going to deal so much damage. You know what I mean? It's like times where, best example that I could say is Snorlax. Snorlax has a much higher chance of actually one-shotting fairies. For example, if you hypothetically knew like Poison Jab, he probably would not one-shot Mega Gardevoir, but Snorlax knowing something like Gunk Shot or Heavy Slam has a much higher chance to one-shot Mega Gardevoir. So it gives Kommo-O a much better chance to fight off these poison types. And now that he has the ability now to fight off these poison types, I said fairy types, which is quad weak to his dragon fighting typing, as well as getting better stab moves now, because something that's been hindering Kommo-O since launch is stab moves, because he has setup. He has Dragon Dance, Autotomize, Bulk Up. He has setup. He has decent stat coverage. If he was maybe like 15 points faster, if they gave him at least like 100 base speed, 105, that'd be great. If they could swap his speed of special attack or special defense, that honestly would be fine. But Kommo-O has decent stats. The HP stat and speed stat, yeah, it's like a pretty abysmal, but he has decent stats to where if he has the setup, he can make it work. I feel like now Kommo-O's usage will jump because of this. Because for a long time, people just didn't use Kommo-O because they're like, why? He doesn't get good stab moves, and he can't fight off fairies that well. Poison Jab just isn't enough. If you can see base 120 versus base 80, that's going to be a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. So, Kommo-O now, holy fuck. And decent abilities too, bulletproof, soundproof, overcoat. Decent abilities, not even gonna lie, so, holy fuck. Now, if they give him like Iron Fist, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. It still could happen, a different ability. I don't know, dude, but we'll see. Next one, I just want to talk about that one first. He's literally the largest one of the Aldrins I'm going to be talking today. Decidueye. Phantom Force, I think it's a base 150 move if I'm not mistaken. I always say base 150 off the top of my head, and then I end up figuring out it's actually not a base 150. It's like Guillotine a signature move, is it not? No, it's not. Who the fuck learns Phantom Force? I don't know anybody off the top of my head that learns Phantom Force. Driftbloom, does that learn Phantom Force? He does, and it's a base 90 move. Just return 1, here's turn 2, burst protection. Okay, I don't use these 2-turn moves in competitive. They're not. Sure, Power Herb Phantom Force. If you want to try that, that'd be a cool set. That actually be a pretty cool set. Power Herb Phantom Force. So base 90 stab move, not too bad. But Decidueye now gets it. They get whatchamacallit. If you can see now, Showdown just updated. You guys saw it to where like it said error, it didn't exist. Showdown just updated right this second as I'm recording live to make it to where they learn these moves now, because they don't initially learn. Watch, Tapu Fini, I was gonna talk about it later, gets Icy Wind, and now it says legal, but it will later on now says that it can learn it, because Showdown is actually on the low updating right now, so we can test it out in competitive. I like that. I'm definitely gonna test it out competitive here later on. But the nice thing about Decidueye is he's not a bad Pokemon at all. If anything, I think he's RU. He was UU for a long time, and then he dropped down. And I'm assuming he dropped down because he couldn't keep up with threats in there. Threats being like, I barely played his meta, but I'm assuming threats like what, Mega Beedrill, Chandelure. And he also does damage to Chandelure and Crawdon, but it's like a double-edged sword with them. The fire attacks like Darmanitan and Entei and stuff like that, and he just isn't like fast enough. That speed set is really holding him back, you know? So that's why it's really good right now that they actually gave him a stab priority of Shadow Sneak. Regardless, it may be 40, but on the bright side, he learns Swords Dance. So it's basically like he's like a bird Aegislash, except a lot worse. A lot worse, but he has priority and setup now. So that's actually decent. He also gets recovery, he has a way to remove hazards, and is also a hazard immune blocker, meaning that nobody can rapid spin on him to try and remove hazards. So, dude, Decidueye is not that bad, and I feel like he was just missing priority. Because when you look at a mon that has really bad speed stat, it's either you look at two things: either A, does he get good priority, keyword good priority, or B, will they make him faster? And they chose to make him the good priority, because I say good priority because he has Swords Dance, so it can be +2 stab, Shadow Sneak. That's a lot of damage. It's gonna hurt. Potential sweeper Decidueye sets are actually now coming, because I don't see much people use Swords Dance. I see a ton of Shadows, a ton of Choice Scarf, Choice Band, you know. So I see Life Orb, Sucker Punch as well. So it's nice. He's always had Sucker Punch, but they could set up. They could immune you like Thunder Wave, but now it's nice that he has that good stab priority now, so I gotta appreciate that. If Phantom Force wouldn't be that bad if you have Power Herb. Otherwise, yeah, it's no, you're not really gonna run or see it. Another one, pretty relevant. Toucan learns Gunk Shot. I guess it's a way to beat poison types. So, or I keep saying poison types. I guess the way to beat fairy types, they given options to beat these Tapus, but it's like Toucan and just he doesn't make. Look at it, he's PU. It's really upsetting. It's really upsetting because he has so much potential. His HP stat is actually decent. His attack stat is really fucking good. They pumped everything into there, and then everything else is dick. But that HP stat, though, is typing. I feel like hinders him the most when it comes to those defenses. If you were to tell me he's like electric flying with those defenses, I would have been like, okay, maybe that's decent. But it's the fact that he is weak to entry hazards, and he's weak to so many things like Rock and Ice and electric, so it's just like, no, dude, that's a no. And his speed set is really, really slow. Like, even with Scarf, just run a different Scarfer, you know what I mean? But it's the fact that I actually like Toucan's design. He's a basic Toucan. Fucking Toucan. Why the fuck did I say Toucan? But he gets Gunk Shot, nice and base 120 move. His ability is actually decently a skill link. And Sheer Force, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, Gunk Shot is Sheer Force boosted. So Sheer Force Gunk Shot's going like a fucking truck. I feel like he'll jump out of PU. I feel like he'll just jump to NU. I don't see him going higher than that. But for me personally, I use myself running him in RU. I think he'll never go beyond that because I think he has potential. I do. I think Toucan has a lot of potential that people just don't see. That base 120 attack stat and that base 80 HP is actually decent. And then you look at everything else and you're like, fuck. So maybe if they buff everything to like, both of his defenses are like 85 and his speed of like, no, I'm asking for too much now. That never happened, but yeah. And now the massive one, guys. I gotta drink my sound before we do this. I'm sick. So don't get upset if I'm drinking my liquids. But this one is huge. Okay, close combat already knows. This one is huge. Lucario has had shitty steel moves all of his life. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Bullet Punch isn't that bad, but it's not strong enough. Iron Claw. Iron Claw. It's a long day. Iron Tail. Poor accuracy. Not a bad move at all. Really bad accuracy. Metal Claw. Shit move. 10% chance to raise attack and 95 accuracy. You have a chance to miss. And also does a lot of low power. It's not enough. When it comes to physical steel moves, it's just not enough. Even though Lucario, fun fact if you didn't know, has a special attack, I still want that physical steel move. I actually mentioned it in a video where I talked about things that don't make sense to me in Pokemon, saying that Lucario doesn't learn Iron Head. Why? Why? He can literally, like, put the aura inside, like, focused around his head, like you see in the movies all the time, where he has the aura around his body. You can centralize the aura around his head and thus do an Iron Head. But he fucking doesn't. But he can make aura out of bones and do Bone Rush? Game Freak, what's going on? So now that he actually gets Meteor Mash, dude, that's fucking insane. It's literally buffed Metal Claw, which I think is kind of cool. I asked in that video if I had the Meteor Mash or Iron Head, mainly Iron Head because of the flinch, but I'll actually take the Meteor Mash. Now here's what's crazy about this. It is a stab, very powerful steel move, and has a 20% chance to raise the user attack by 1. Now knowing me, I'll probably miss 9 times out of 10 because 90% accuracy, not 100. But honestly, Meteor Mash is going to be super strong, and not only Lucario, but Mega Lucario more because of that ability. So have fun in Ubers, have fun in VGC, because this thing is going to be fucking nuts, dude. This is also one of the biggest buffs, by the way. Toucannon, Decidueye, yeah, they're also, Decidueye probably more, yeah, they're nice, but this is fucking massive. Dano learning Belch, cannot be selected until they use it to berry. So what? Salic Berry Belch? Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. That's a speed one, right? Yep. Salic Berry Belch. What was the one that raises special attack? Why am I being bad right now? I should know this. I used to use it on my Empoleon sets all the time. I used to use it on my Empoleon sets all the time, dude. It's no, it's not that at all. Which one is it? It's Roa Berry? No, it's not. These are all some weird fucking berries. I forgot, but there's a berry where you drink it and you eat it and it raises your special attack stat. So I forget what it was called. If I probably scroll down here, I could figure it out, but I don't want to like prolong the video at least longer than I already have. You know what I mean? It starts with a P. We're on the wrong line. We're on the right line. Pitaya Berry, there it is. Holy fuck. It's been a while. I haven't ran that since like 5th gen. But essentially, you can run like Salic Berry Dano, do what you want with it, because Belch only works if you've eaten a berry. That's why when I see people always trying out like Belch Slowking and they wonder why it said move failed, I'm like, dude, and I'm talking about on Showdown too. I've seen it on Showdown. And I'm like, dude, what's going on here, man? You tell me what's going on, and maybe we can talk about it. But on the bright side as well, he gets Belch, so it's not a bad thing. He has a better way to actually fight off fairies, which just like Kommo-O, he's quad weak to fairies. The difference between Dano and Kommo-O though, I should just do Hydreigon instead, because who the fuck's gonna actually run a Dano? Should I update and see? But I mean, the difference between these two is that Hydreigon is just light years better than this Pokemon. It's like, yeah, he may be Dark Dragon, and untyping wise, Kommo-O is literally better, but I feel like distribution wise when it comes to this, Kommo-O has it better. And he also has setup, but it's also like you look at the speed stat and it's like, I don't really need setup. I'm just a better Scarf Runner. I'm just a better Scarf Runner, and I'm just so powerful, you know. And yeah, Kommo-O might be the like I said, better distribution, but Hydreigon's still a better mixed attacker, because look at that stupid nuke special attack stat, and that actually decent attack stat versus decent special attack stat, decent, and then pretty good attack stat. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, 100 isn't really broken anymore. You look at 100 and some snow, like, you know, I think, okay, that's decent, that's all right, versus like anything beyond that, it's like, okay, that's good. But yeah, Hydreigon learned a Belch, nothing too big about that. And then Serena learned Power Whip, which I guess is nice to it because it gets like Drop Kick, which is base 70, and then also gets, what else does it get? Does this thing get like Vine Whip? Drop Kick. Oh my god, if you could tell, I've only used Serena in a playthrough, and I've only ran drop kick. I didn't know it was this bad, Serena, because she's a physical attacker with shit special attack, and her only grass moves are special attack. So Serena just got a big buff. Because if you look at it, guys, she only gets Razor Leaf and Drop Kick for physical grass moves, and they both suck. Drop Kick isn't too bad. Razor Leaf is trash. Drop Kick isn't too bad because it lowers the target attack stat by 1, so you can just drop, synth, you know what I mean? Drop, recover. So to the point to where you either hits better to where Drop Kick is still going to be doing decent damage. Versus now Power Whip, which is a base 120 stab. Of course, there's a huge chance to miss. I say huge because it's Pokemon. 85 is actually kind of huge. But it's the fact that now she gets a much better grass move. I feel like Serena's going to be played a lot more. And Serena's actually decent. She was actually Yu-Yu at one point as well. Good bulky rapid spinner is what she was. Because that HP stat coupled with the defense and special defense, it's not too bad. It's the defenses that really carry it. If you would have told me like she had 90 HP, I would have been like, holy fuck, I'm actually going to use Serena. But at 72... yikes, that's pretty poor. That is really, really, really poor. So for her to be now getting a really good physical grass move, use that 120 physical attack stat, sheesh! She's actually going to be a lot better now. It's a big buff to Serena, dude. A big buff. I feel like the Serena, what they would need to do, and this is just me, if they wanted a really fucking, like, meta-changing buff for her, make it a fairy type. Why is it not a fairy type? I don't know. I actually don't know. But... yeah, and then last but not least, guys, this one is actually really detrimental because if you can see as well, everybody knows this thing doesn't really get... oh, it does get Ice Beam. Never mind. What am I talking about then? It doesn't get Blizzard. It gets Blizzard too. What? Okay, so what I was going to actually mention is that this thing running Icy Wind is actually a lot better than this thing running Ice Beam, and let me tell you why. Because you're probably thinking to yourself, Nexus, you're dumb as fuck. Icy Wind is 55. Ice Beam is like 90. It's 90, right? I'm not crazy. It's 90, right? It's 90, okay. So, the difference between the two, especially for Tapu Fini, is actually insanely detrimental, and it's going to be affecting the meta, like, to a good degree. Let me break it down. Icy Wind basically lowers the target special speed stat by 1, guaranteed after every single use. Here is why it's better than Ice Beam for Tapu Fini. Because Tapu Fini is not an attacker. You can run it like an attacker, but it's not meant to be ran like that. It's really meant to be, if you can see its defenses, it's a wall. This thing is a bulky offensive mon. I think that's the best way to look at it, since it also can fight back as well. It's a bulky offensive mon, versus just the bulky mon, Chansey, Blissey, Skarm, where they really can't fight back much. They're just really bulky. But like, Tapu Fini is a bulky offensive mon, and I say that because that 95 for the attack stat, that's really fucking good. And that 85 speed stat is really fucking good for someone with defenses like this. So, the fact that it can actually slow down somebody now means that you don't really need to run much speed stats instead of Tapu Fini anymore. Because originally, I would always run a little bit of speed stat just in order to outspeed some walls and to be able to outspeed some bulky offensive mons that really run little to next to no speed stats or some stuff like that. But now that the thing learns Icy Wind, in the meta right now, I guess you could say, we could look in the OU meta, if it could slow down things like just Greninja, even if it wants to do that, it can help out the team in the long run. Slow down mons that I've set up because Tapu Fini is so bulky that it can slow down mons that can set up. It also learns Haze, fun fact. So I don't know if people really run that much. I haven't really seen that much, but yeah. I mean, it can also help out as well with you just look down the line. Things like base 100 speed stat mons, I think is really gonna help out the most. Because when you really lower a base 100 speed stat mon, it's gonna hurt the most, dude. So things like fucking Mega Metacham, I think it's gonna help out so much, even though the thing went Thunder Punch, but Tapu Fini too bulky. So you know what I mean. It's just going to be better for in the long run because it's really a bulky offensive utility mon. So it can lower. If it gets the opportunity to lower a stat every single turn, it's a lot better for Tapu Fini than to be pumping out damage. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best way to explain it. That's what it is. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, we've seen videos from me today. Probably all day today, so that's the thing. If you enjoyed, stop a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. With that, I'll see you guys next time.